The Joe Rogan Experience.
I would have really loved to have seen Jorge Masvidal and Kamaru Usman if Jorge had a camp. Because he did not have a camp for that fight and still presented some real big problems for Kamaru.
Don't you find the ascension of Jorge kind of funny?
I love it.
I went to. Do you remember when he fought Al Iaquinta at 155?
I do.
So I was at that fight. It was in Fairfax, Virginia, and I'll never forget. Fight week was at one of these UFC gyms in somewhere in the suburbs of DC. I don't remember where. I live in city proper, so I had to go out to the suburbs. And it was decently attended. It was not a super well attended open workout, but it was enough people there. And Al got a huge, whatever. And I think it was it was Chad Mendez and Ricardo Lamas in the main event. And Chad was a big alpha male guy at the time, and he got a big applause. Jorge came out, and maybe 10 people knew who he was. Media, the Latin media that was there wanted to talk to him, but most of the media, was kind of give or take on it. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, do y'all not know how fucking good this guy is? And by the way, I thought he won that fight too. And then years later,
the crowd did as well. Remember?
Yeah. And then I was like, "You're gonna fucking boo me? You're gonna fucking boo me?"
Gotta love Al.
Al's hilarious. But to see later, it's amazing. It's like you're nothing. All of a sudden, something. It's crazy.
The resurrection. He talks about it, how he went on that stupid reality show where they made him live in the jungle for a couple of weeks.
Exelton?
Yeah, whatever it was. And he was like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And then he had a chance to think about all those fights where he just fell short. And why did he fall short? What did he do? Was he playing it safe? And he decided he was going to start baptizing people, as he puts it. And, man, you talk about a guy who turned a corner and changed. I mean, the Ben Askren fight, though, that was it. That was the cherry on top. And then, of course, the murking of Nate Diaz. I mean, he beat the fuck out of Nate Diaz. I mean, that was a crazy fight. And they were talking about running that back.
I was like, for what?
Yeah, I was confused. I was like...
Don't forget, Darren Till put his lights out, too.
Yes, with a beautiful step forward left hook combination. I mean, he's a monster. He's He's hard for anybody to deal with. And the fact that he stopped Darren Till when Darren Till was this terrifying striker that had just beat down Donald Cerrone. Darren Till was a scary guy. And to see him put him away that way, and, obviously it was after Tyron had beaten him, but it was still like a stunning KO. And he's just a fun guy. Everything's fun about him. I had him on the podcast, and I said the real question is whether or not Ben Askren can get a hold of you. He's like, he can get a hold of these nuts, and that's him. I mean, that's him. He's just a real fun dude. He's a fun dude to watch fight. He's a fun dude to listen to him talk. He
can do. Sorry to cut you off, but Dan Le Batard is a big national sports radio guy based out of Miami. So a couple of Miami guys, a couple Cuban Americans, and they're on opposite sides politically, very much so.
Oh, he's all Trump, right?
Yeah, super. And Dan Le Batard's very left, but they have this camaraderie through heritage and identity and sort of shared experiences. You just can't fake,
Yeah, he's awesome. I'm a big fan, but I'm a big fan of him skillfully. I think he's a really exceptional fighter. He's very clever. He also has a very unusual stance. He stands straight up. He stands like a Muay Thai fighter. And it's one of the reasons why his takedown defense is so good. He's confident that he could stand straight up like that. And his striking is very crisp, very clean. And he's clever. He sets traps. He catches you. That fucking Ben Askren thing was goddamn genius. And when you see him prep for it, when you watch the training footage that he did that over, and not only that, he prepped for the angle. Right? Leaned against the cage. So he presented this and then turned a corner, went to the right, and then charged at him. So that Ben Askren would have I'm just going to grab this guy. Literally, he set two different traps. The running at him and then the turning the corner and then running at him. And Ben Askren, instincts just dove in and he couldn't help himself.
I call it the Jorge Masvidal test. Go through any of his fights pre-Till. Win or lose, doesn't matter. And watch how many times when they're getting the mouthpiece put in and the Vaseline put on at the beginning, watch how many times the commentator says, folks don't understand how good he is. Mm-hmm. Folks don't know how smart he is. This is one of the most well-rounded fighters in all the UFC. And they do it in this kind of way to almost plead with the audience to understand the fighter as they do.
Yeah, that would be me.
Yeah.
I've done that many times.
Brian Stan's done it a million times. The thing is, if you and Brian Stan are doing it and you're not coordinating it, something is happening here.
Well, I remember when he knocked out Eve Edwards with a head kick. when Eve Edwards is one of the best 155 pounders of the world, after Eve Edwards had beaten Josh Thompson, who's another guy who doesn't get nearly the respect that he deserves. The first guy to ever knock out Nate Diaz, right? I mean, Josh Thompson at one point in time was the fucking man, right? And so he knocks out Eve Edwards in Bodog. Remember Bodog?
I have all the DVDs at home. I have them all at home.
Episodes of the Joe Rogan Experience are now free on Spotify. That's right, they're free. From September 1st to December 1st, they're going to be available everywhere. But after December 1st, they will only be available on Spotify, but they will be free. That includes the video. The video will also be there. It'll also be free. That's all we're asking. Just go download Spotify. Much love. Bye-bye.